Okay, another ostomy awareness video. Somebody's just asked me to speak about dietary things. So here we go. Things that you want to be aware of are things that cause gas. Now, everybody can be different, but that's one thing that you want to be aware of, because you don't want to be wearing your ostomy and all of a sudden it's blowing up, with gas. So, yeah, things that promote gas. And you might be surprised at some of the things that would create gas in your system. I know sometimes for me, some types of potatoes and things that I loved I can't have are cabbages and Brussels sprouts, etc. Those are all gas-forming things. So that's something to be aware of. Now, again, in the bags that I use, they don't have a place to burp them, okay? So what I do is I take a little awl, or you can even use any kind of a little pin. Here's the back of a pin, but I mean, just something small like a regular pin. Doesn't need to be something big. And you just make a little hole, just one little hole, and express the air out. And then I keep the part that I cut out when I cut the ring opening for my stoma. I keep that part that I cut out, and then you use that as a little seal if you have a bag that doesn't have that type of a opening. So yeah, then you reseal it with that, and that will seal it really well. Okay, easy breezy. So things that create gas. Now you can have things, I do have keto things, nuts, but when you're having nuts, you need to make sure that you really chew them well, okay? Now, even after chewing them well, don't be surprised when they come out in your bag and you got these little hard objects in there. Well, it's the nuts, okay? So you can have nuts, but again, you want to really chew them well, and just know that they're going to come out in little hard, feeling like little pebbles in there. Another thing that I found out was I wanted to have some blueberries. Well, they taste great going down, but the blueberries, the skin on your fruits and things, they do not dissolve. So I was having these little hard things coming out, and in the bag, and they'd be about the size of this thing here, okay? And they were hard, and that was the skin from the blueberries, okay? So know that if you're going to eat any kind of a fruit or something, take the skin off if you can, and know that things like blueberries, that type of thing, that does not dissolve, and you will wind up with this hard, about the edge of my finger here, a hard thing in your bag, and that's from the blueberry skin, okay? So that's something to know. Another thing to know is be aware of things that are strong odor. Garlic, raw onions, especially garlic, heavy garlic, raw onions, fish. Some fish can have a foul smell. For some people, eggs can be rather odorous. I don't have a problem with eggs, but I do have to kind of watch the garlic and I don't have the raw onions because that can cause things to smell. You don't want odorific stuff because that will cause the output to smell. So if you people, they sell, oh my God, how do I get rid of the scent? Well, part of it's what you're eating. If you're eating cabbage or eating things that will create gas or create those scents, heavy garlic. I love garlic. I used to cook with garlic and onions and things like that all the time. Well, I don't use it as much anymore because of that reason. You don't want things to be smelling. And there's nothing worse than sitting there and you're smelling the bag and you're thinking everybody's not smelling it. They're not as close to it as you are. But again, this is something to watch out for. You're going to want to back off on heavy garlic and kimchi. Kimchi would be one I would kind of watch out for, okay? Because you know how kimchi smells to begin with. Yeah. So you might want to lay off things like kimchi, very strong things of odor, because that can be kind of difficult. What else? Now, I don't eat really spicy things, never have, so I can't tell you how that works for you. But I'm trying to think of anything else that you need to be aware of. Really, you just really, really want to chew your food well. Now, people worry about meat. Meat dissolves. You never find a hunk of meat in your bag, okay? So this idea, what you do find are vegetables that are fibrous that don't break down. That's another thing to be aware of. I never eat broccoli. Broccoli can cause gas for me, but also the people don't really cook their broccoli all the way down, and it can be fibrous. Well, that can cause you to get blockages, okay? So something to watch out for. Meats are fine. You never have a problem with meats. What, Miss Lily? Are you putting your 2 cents in as well? Thank you very much. But yeah, you never have a problem with any kind of meat, but you can have a problem with vegetables that are really fibrous, okay? They can cause blockages. Now, a lot of people tell you, well, you need to eat the fiber to keep things going. But what happens if you get a blockage? They tell you lay off the fiber. Okay? Let things cool down in there. So, yeah, you're much better off to have a heavier meat-based diet than you are vegetarian. And the raw vegetables, some of those, again, can be difficult. Okay, that's, again, another reason I eat primarily meat-based, egg-based diet for that reason. Now, yeah, I don't eat a lot of raw vegetables. I may put some bell pepper in my omelets and things when I'm cooking it, but I make sure if I'm having vegetables that they are well cooked, because otherwise you can have a bit of difficulties with it. Now, I hope I haven't discouraged you with things, but I'm just giving you what I have found, in navigating through this, what I can eat, what I can't eat. And you might just like I said, if you get an ostomy, watch what you eat and see if there are things that cause you to have like gas or, something that you eat and all of a sudden the next day the output is just like rank. Well, then it might be something with heavy odors that you might want to lay off, okay? So that's what I get. I don't think I've missed anything with it. I can't tell you about having alcohol, things like that. I don't touch alcohol at all. I try to stay away from things that are, for me, because I am prone to get diabetes, I stay away from foods that are full of carbs as well. And I find that things that are full of carbs, sometimes they will also cause a little bit of difficulties for me because they convert to sugar so quickly. Okay. So that's what I get with dietary things. Again, you don't want to be eating a lot of raw vegetables. Okay. You're going to want to cook them. I would beware of salads, some things like that, because again, those types of things do not break down as well, and so you could have some blockage. Okay, so on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online. Hopefully this has helped somebody out there.